Well, it started with a sex trafficking case, and now there's another battle involving allegations of threats and intimidation at the courthouse.
The 8 News Now investigators first told you about convicted pimp Richard Babb. Only our camera was inside the courtroom as some unexpected witnesses took the stand, including the former governor's daughter.
Richard Babb hides from our camera Tuesday morning. This is supposed to be the sentencing for the now convicted pimp, but his attorney says he plans on arguing for a new trial, leading to a delay. Babb faces at least 35 years in prison after a jury found him guilty of 10 counts last April. Prosecutors say he victimized 4 underage girls, exchanging marijuana for oral sex from a 13 and 14-year-old and sex trafficking 2 other teens. In addition to fighting his criminal conviction, Babb is fighting to have his family in the courtroom. In January, there was this hearing to put the issue on record.
I deem them to be a security risk.
Longtime Deputy Marshal Randy Hawks also describes personal attacks.
They called me things like that.
Instead of arresting the family, district court marshals told them to leave.
One of them told me, would tell me, I know where you live.
There was extra security for the jury and victims. This advocate alleged intimidation by Babb's brother.
He was almost like a mad dogging. He was staring directly at her.
And in a rare move, Babb's previous defense attorneys testify.
I think one of them said, I'm going to kick your ass.
Adam Vanderhayden, who withdrew from the case,
He started calling me names, called a fraud, a liar, a thief.
describes this encounter with Babb's family.
They followed me down the 14 flights of stairs, yelling at me down the stairs.
And a previous special public defender also stepped away from the case.
His mom stopped me and said, "Oh, good morning, Miss Sisolak. So you park here?"
In an ironic turn of events, Ashley Sisolak, the daughter of former Governor Steve Sisolak, is questioned by prosecutor Morgan Lombardo, the daughter of now Governor Joe Lombardo.
Did she or any of his siblings ever bring up your family?
Absolutely.
Who did they bring up?
Specifically my father.
And what did they say about that?
That he should be ashamed of the child he raised, that I was a disappointment not only to him but to the state of Nevada, that I'm a deplorable person, a disgusting human being, and that he is the one that has to sleep at night knowing he raised someone like that.
Babb's family tells another story.
It's your testimony here today that there was never a destruction that you caused in court.
That me?
Yes.
No.
From his brothers to his mother.
You love your son, Richard Babb, is that correct?
With every fiber of my being.
And you would do everything you can to protect him, is that correct?
Everything legal and according to my Heavenly Father.
They allege they are the victims, while the Clark County District Attorney's Office points to a pattern of rule breaking. Judge Michelle Levitt previously revoked phone and visitation privileges after prosecutors said Babb discussed threats to witnesses. Her next decision will be whether Babb should get a new trial, but prosecutors say it's time to move forward with sentencing after multiple court appearances and an especially tense case.
Babb is still not allowed to communicate with his family from jail, but his attorney can make a formal request to change that by filing a court document so this can be addressed in court again. Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
Babb's next court date scheduled for March 11th. At this point, his family isn't facing any charges related to what has now unfolded in court. Denise?